What's up, everybody? My name is Chris Mohead, aka Rob Savage, aka Red Cup Robbie, and we're here again with another episode of 600 Seconds with HYLO Art. But before we get started, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, and check out my brand new album. It's called The Kickback. It's available on all streaming platforms. But more important than that, man, we got a very special guest in the building, a friend of the show for some years now, and he goes by the name of...
I am John Patriot, but my friends call me JP.
Y'all get up for JP!
Hey, how's everybody doing tonight? Thank you very much, HYLO Art, for having me. I've been a fan quite some time of HYLO, of my house, of the artists that are involved, and so thank you very much for giving me some of your time today.
No, for sure, man. And correct me if I'm wrong. Is this your second interview, or you just...
No, this is the first interview. I was living down in Charleston for several years. I moved up here to be with my fiance, and while I was starting to do the music thing back again, I heard about you guys, HYLO, the open mic that you guys do here on Thursday nights, and I just started coming to them. It was a really good way to not only meet you guys, but several other artists, and I just fell in love.
See, and that's where the confusion comes from, because you would be in here like week after week after week. I don't know why I assumed you had got interviewed already, but it's dope, man. It's dope to finally get you up here.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you for having me.
Yeah, but for those that don't know, man, I want you to look at that camera right there and let them know what it is that you do.
Hi, I am John Patriot, and I carefully organize noise and call it music.
For sure. He's an artist, man. First and foremost, you're a very talented artist. How did you even get started, like, with music?
Well, so I'm very, very lucky. I grew up in a very musical household. My mother graduated College of Charleston as a vocal performance major, and wherever we lived, my mom was involved in the choir, or she was teaching music or something. I've been on stages for as long as I can remember. I think I was I may have been like 4 years old whenever I was the little shepherd boy for this Christmas pageant at the Baptist church down in Florida. My mom was doing choir stuff at. So I picked up instruments very quickly. I started teaching myself as much as I could. I started trying to write songs and lyrics. For a while, I mean, I was definitely going through some emotional stuff in my early 20s, and not all the stuff that I wrote made it, I'll admit. I wrote some pretty bad stuff. But eventually I found my way in Charleston as part of a metal band called Guardians Warlock. Had an absolute blast. I learned a lot about performing and what it took to really be an onstage musician, to make a good concerted effort at doing that. And then, like I said, and then I moved back up here, and then I've got music, and we're here to talk about it.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's a great origin story, man. So what I like most about you is you don't do rap, hip-hop music, but this is a predominantly hip-hop spot, and you would show up every week and get on that stage, you know what I mean, and perform and do your thing. First of all, how would you describe your genre? I don't like telling people what their genre is. How would you describe your style?
So the joke that I make is that I perform Southeast emo, but no, it's definitely an indie rock genre. It's a culmination of a lot of my musical influences. One of the songs I'm going to be performing tonight, while it's definitely a rock song, the fundamental beat behind it is the dembow beat that you hear in reggaeton. So a lot of music has influenced me over the years, but knowing that this is a predominantly hip-hop, scene, I really wanted to perform in front of this audience as often as I could, because I want to make music that everybody enjoys, even if it's not necessarily their genre. I don't want someone to hear my music for the first time and go oh, that's just completely, I never, turn that off right now. I want my music to be engaging enough to where someone is what? I'll give it a shot. That's all I want. And if I'm not your thing, you gave me a shot.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, yeah, learning what audiences really vibe with and how to really like reach out to a crowd that normally isn't necessarily listening to your music all the time, that taught me a lot. So yeah.
Nah, and I always say music is a language, man. Like it's like a language that connects us all. So I think if you can find a way to connect with people who come from different environments than you, that's just a beautiful thing, man. It brings the world together. You mentioned some of your musical influences. Like who are some of your musical influences?
So, especially when it came to writing, Bob Dylan was. I took a class at USC for Bob Dylan, and I did not know much about him other than like he used to write some protest music in the '70s, and I really, really enjoyed his storytelling style. As far as musical influences go, again, with so many influences growing up with musicals and learning about, because I was on stage performing different stuff. Church music, hymns really influenced me. There's a lot of stuff that have influenced me. My parents' music, the stuff that my mom enjoyed from the 80s, stuff like Duran Duran. And then when I was in my metal band, like all those songs that we learned and covered and stuff like that, I just really like. I just like music, man. Yeah. I just love it.
I love it, man. I love it. I know you work with a friend of the show, a friend of ours, the Dubber, and Alan Graham too, as well, and Arsenic. You know what I mean? Talk to me a little bit about the collaborations that the people who work with you.
So I'm here today to promote the three-song EP that I did with Dubs and Graham. I got a copy of it right over here.
Oh, snap.
It is, bam!
Yeah.
The John Patriot Standard Issue EP, y'all. You can actually find these at the Scratch and Spin record store over in West Columbia and Papa Jazz down in Five Points. I'm looking for a store here on Northeast that'd be willing to carry these. I'm selling them in those stores. You can find them for $8.99 a pop. If you find me, they're $10 because I don't want to make change. Now you may be asking yourself, "Hey, JP, doesn't that mean that it's cheaper to get it in the store?" To which I say, "Yeah, get in your car." if you want to save a buck.
Hell yeah. No, I got to make sure I get one, man. I got to make sure.
But I wanted to take my music seriously, so I put a post out on Facebook, and Dubs was one of the first people to respond. He's always been a big fan and a huge supporter of mine, as much as I've been of his. And him and I and Graham started working together. I put out a single, Man vs. Machine, which I'll be performing tonight. And then the next thing that we worked on, we just rolled straight into this 3-song EP. It's got a couple of my favorite songs that I really love performing that other people would recognize. And the goal is I've always wanted to create a solo album of just my music. And so this is just the first iteration of what's going to be my first solo album.
Word. So these songs you're gonna add more to this and make the complete album.
Yes. So and during this process, I actually included another producer, another friend of mine named Arsenic. He's up and coming. He's really, really good at what he does, and
Shout
he's
out to
getting
Arsenic.
better. Absolutely, he's getting better every single day. And so I've got these two teams essentially working in tandem, and with the goal of bringing these older songs. It's hard for me to say older. I just did them this year. But this first issue, we're probably gonna have to remix and bring it up to parody, because the stuff that I'm working on now,
top notch.
Oh yeah. Okay. I can't wait. I can't wait for this to be brought out.
Hell yeah, man. So. We talked a little bit before we started the interview, but I really want to know like what the process is, because I've made several rap albums. I need to know what the process is for like a rock artist. You know what I mean? As far as producing, because with me, I just get a beat. Somebody will send me a beat, or I work on a beat, and then I just rap over it. But you play instruments. You play the guitar. You play any other instruments, or?
So for most of the music that you listen to, I'm playing all the instruments. There's a couple of exceptions, but I at least have written every single part. And if it's not something that I've performed directly, I've just gotten someone else to do it for the record.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, how does that work as far as like you working with other artists? How does everybody play their part?
Yeah, so it's a bit different. At least my style is a bit different whenever I'm recording myself versus whenever I'm recording with a band. One of the great things about being in a band is that you're constantly able as a group to really work together and create music together. Oftentimes, the first iteration of a song that you're writing as a band is not what ends up being you end up record. Oftentimes, you're performing it a whole bunch of times, and you're refining it. It's like, oh man, the crowd really loved it when you did, and like, I want to add that. It's like, oh, I didn't even mean to do that. That was a mistake, but I'm going to add that now. So you're constantly refining the process. Eventually, you get to the point where it's like, all right, this is at a point where we want to record this version. So you find a producer and you're oftentimes you're doing it in a day or two. You're not doing it for that long, and you just, as a group, you're just laying down each individual instrument. You may do like a scratch track as the band together, and then just individual tracks for the producer to kind of work on after the fact. For me, because I am very lucky to love and be able to play a bunch of instruments, oftentimes I have the arrangements set in my head. I just need to take the time to record it. I've learned over the years different techniques that allow me to record basic versions of the instruments that I'm playing, and then I'll go to other producers like Graham or Arsenic. Like, all right, now whenever I play this guitar, this lead guitar melody, I want it to kind of blend in with the organ in this way, and I want it to come in and out and I'll describe to them what I want, right, and they will realize it for me. So it's in many ways, while the band is collaborative, on stage, working with these producers, it's more collaborative in the booth. And so I love it. I really enjoy it.
That's interesting, man. I like that. So this is available only in stores right now, right? The John Patriot standard issue.
Unless you can get your hands on me, which I'd like you to try.
Jesus. So do you have a release date for the album, or it's still in the works and everything like that?
Yes. So I'm gonna have so one of the things. So this actually has a little secret. It's got a bonus track, actually.
Oh.
It's got the bonus track, My Single Man vs. Machine. And the reason why I did that is because I love the medium of the CD. I don't look it, but I'm about to be 35. And
damn. You older than me?
So like I grew up in the era of like you get your CD and there's like an insert with the lyrics and all that other stuff. And so like my goal is to create a CD that loves the medium of CDs. Yeah. So the album is going to have a bonus track too. So this was an experiment to see if it works, and it did. Yeah. So the album is going to include these tracks. It's most likely going to be updated versions because I've grown a lot since then. 6 months ago. It's crazy, dude. It really, as an artist, like how quickly you can pick something up and grow with that, especially if it's something that you're refining every single day.
Yeah, for sure.
So, it's these 4 tracks are going to ultimately be a part of the album, but the album is going to have 13 in total, 2 of which I'm going to be performing tonight.
Awesome, man. That's dope. I guess it's time to get into my favorite part of the interview. First of all, you're 35. That's crazy, man.
Thank you. My parents also look really good.
Hey, that's what's up, man. Hey, black don't crack. You know what I mean?
My dad's Puerto Rican, so like that's.
There you go.
Although my mom, like, she is Caucasian, but she has people from her high school that just cannot believe.
Yeah. Take care of yourself, man. You look good.
She does. I think that's what it is. She's got a really good skincare routine. That'll carry you. That'll carry you.
All right. Well, we finna get into the shot seat, man. For those that don't know, the shot seat is when we put you in the hot seat. First of all, sponsored by Twerk Tequila. Shout out to Twerk Tequila. Twerk will make you work. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all get that in some stores. Pretty much every bar around Columbia and surrounding areas. But I'm going to put you in the shot seat. I'm going to ask you 10 questions. You have 30 seconds to answer them. If you don't answer them in 30 seconds, then you have the opportunity to lose that shot to me, and I get to take your shot for you. So, you understand the rules?
All right, I understand the rules.
Answer them quick. All right. Timekeeper Kwame, are you ready?
Yeah, 2, 1.
Snapchat or Twitter?
Twitter.
Longhorns or Outback?
Outback.
Juneteenth or 4th of July?
Juneteenth is getting pretty dope.
Tupac or Biggie?
Tupac.
NCAA football or NFL?
Football. NFL.
Whitney Houston or Mary J. Blige?
Houston.
Martin Lawrence or Will Smith?
Martin Lawrence.
Endgame or Infinity War?
Ooh, Infinity Ward.
Yes. Patron or Hennessy?
Patron.
What's the capital of South Dakota?
New Brunswick?
No, it's not, but it doesn't matter because the time is up. So you have the opportunity to lose this shot. So what we're going to do, we're going to move your standard issue EP.
Okay.
And we're going to do a little game called Shot Roulette. I'm going to take your shot, and I'm going to pour it in the shot roulette. And you get to keep that right there.
Awesome.
I'm going to pour some water. In this one, I'm going to pour some water in one more. Yeah. All right. Don't be trying to memorize which one has the shot in it, man. So I'm gonna let you spin it. Let me put it in a spot where it spin good. Yeah, about right there. I'm gonna let you spin it, and then we both pick one, and then we see who gets the shot.
All right.
All right, go.
Nah,
you gotta spin it.
We're keep it rolling. Keep it rolling.
I don't know. I lost it.
Okay.
All right. All right.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bottoms up.
I lost.
You lost.
I did.
Well, damn. Try the other one, man. Twerk will make you work, and we're gonna make you work tonight. Y'all get up for JP Melendez. Give it up for him. I know it's.
Hold up. Hold up. You forgot to ask me the special question.
Oh yeah. What is your favorite?
Well, okay, no. You have to explain why we're doing this.
Yeah, let me get some context.
Why
we're
doing this?
So we used to do he's been around since pretty much the beginning of us doing the interviews, and we used to always ask, "What is your favorite comedy movie?" And most times people would not answer that question. They'd be like, "I don't watch movies," or something like that.
Or they just like, Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, like that's not even.
I mean, that's a good movie.
Like Schindler's List. I'm like, what? It's not even. So he wanted me to ask him, what is your favorite comedy movie?
Listen, have you seen the new Naked Gun movie yet?
Not yet, but I want to see it.
All right. Here's the thing. I love American Dad. That to me is my favorite animated show.
Yeah.
And Fuzzy Door Productions that does American Dad, they're the ones that produce the new Naked Gun movie.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. If you could replace Liam Neeson with Stan Smith and it would just watch like an entire episode of American Dad, I was laughing at the stupidest background jokes. And probably harder than anyone else inside the theater. I'm gonna be honest with you. So I'd let that be. Just take that as you will. That endorsement as you will. But if you need to laugh, you're gonna find something funny in that movie.
Hell yeah, man! And the thing is, I love the Naked Gun movies. Ever since I was a kid, I was watching them because of like the background jokes and stuff, Airplane, all of that stuff, man.
And people forget that the folks that did Airplane and Naked Gun and Police Squad, the TV show and stuff like that, they did the first 3 scary movies, and those are also absolutely hilarious.
They produced it with the Wayans, but the Wayans, the Wayans brothers wrote it and all that. They produced it though for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. But I always loved those type of movies. And then what was the Spy Hard? That was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Hot Shots. I used to love watching those movies, man.
Yeah. And especially look in these trying times, like I think we need to take every opportunity we can to laugh. If there's an opportunity where you can give yourself some relief, take it. Yeah. for your mental health.
Yeah.
And so if that's your type of humor, man, you will be rolling the entire hour and a half run.
All right, well, look, before we get you up out of here, man, do you have any advice or any final shout-outs for anybody out there?
So I definitely want to shout out, again, Dubs, Graham, and Arsenic, who have been hard at work helping me refine my art. There's a lot of other artists that have been helping me out. Henry Luther is a friend of mine. Philip Thomas is up and coming here in Columbia. I'm proud of the stuff that they're doing. Again, my standard issue EP, the John Patriot standard issue EP, you can find at Scratch and Spin in West Columbia and at Papa Jazz downtown in Five Points. Again, if there's a store here in Northeast that wants to carry a couple of these, let me know. I love to put my music out there. I believe my music should be for everyone. And I'll see you guys again when I've got this album out, because we're going to party, dude.
Hell yeah, we're going to turn up, man. That being said, y'all get up for my dog, JP.
Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate you, brother.
We got this musician right here. He goes by the name of John Patriot. I got it.
All right, how we doing in my house? How we doing? HYLO Art. I want to go ahead and shout y'all out. Thank you so much for sharing this stage and this opportunity with me. I'm going to start by playing the song that everybody in Columbia knows me for. It is called Man vs. Machine. Fun fact, I wrote this because I lost a bet. Come on, gather round, and I'll spin you a fable. A genuine, bonafide, very, the story you know ain't all what it seems. Let me tell you, say, man versus machine. John Henry was a mighty man, the kind you want to be. A heart as big as Texas, arms thicker than a tree. A steel driver by profession, river and boy. His mighty iron hammer was his pride and joy. Oh, and then the gearheads came and they brought a machine. They said, if you drill, it's gonna all faster than a man could move to the dream. It was man versus machine, flesh versus metal and steam. It was a fight for the future that had yet to be seen. They went all day and all night just to test their mind. It was a battle of the century, man versus machine. John Henry and the engine started up the crack of dawn. They had to drill a tunnel about 100 miles long. To be honest, the steam engine started kinda strong, but then a thick black smoke came up and showed that something had gone wrong. Our hero drilled his tunnel faster than any had done before. He had dug 1,000 tons of rubble. His heart could handle 1 ounce more. It was man versus machine, flesh versus metal and steel. It was a fight for the future that had yet to be seen. They went all day and all night just to test their mind. It was a battle of the century, man versus machine. But before John Henry's body went cold, the machinist fixed the engine with parts that only they sold. They rode about a dozen engines that day, which they imported by cutting clear steel drivers' blades. John Henry was an honest worker, just like you and me. His tried and true profession was killed by industry. They want us to legalize that you and I can eat. They won't replace us with each other, they'll replace us with machines. 'Cause it's man versus machine, flesh versus metal and steam. It's a fight for the future that is yet to be seen. They work all day and all night just to test our mind. It's the battle of the century, man versus machine. Man versus machine. Man versus machine. Thank you very much. All right, so before I play this next song, it's relatively new, but I gotta start it off with this little story. You see, January of 1866, a ship by the name of the SS London sank off the coast of northern France, taking along with it about 200 of its passenger and crew. For some time, according to a newspaper of the day, one could find bottled messages of the victims to family back home in London. Just wanted to tell that story for no reason. Dear Marie, I've been with this letter by lamplight, while at sea. Attached is a parcel for my salary. Give mother and mine a kiss for me. I departed Southampton in a two-masted brig with a screw-driven compound steam engine rig. And a well-seasoned captain, the steady head who blows the slope to those he commands. And it is cold, fast, and long. Down we are anchors away. We are safe and sound and So that song was not about the London, spoiler alert. It's actually about a ship by the name of the RMS Rome. You see, the Rome went through the exact same storm that the London went through, but there was a key difference. You see, the captain of the SS London, actually, just before they left the storm, turned the ship back into it. The London, which by all accounts, same size, same crew, same cargo, everything, had a captain that knew how to sail those stormy waters, and they survived to live. The ship served for many of years. And there's another wreck, but that's another story. The main thing that I hope you took from that song is that we need to take the time to look for good leaders, and not for leaders that are going to turn us back into storms. This is going to be my last song. I'm actually really excited. This song is called Papillon. It was inspired by a combination of true life events and Aesop's fables. I take a lot of inspiration from a lot of things. This song is going to be in my album. It's actually one of the tracks that's going to be produced by Arsenic. I hope you guys enjoy. And again, shout out to HYLO in my house. Thank you so much for having me. My name is John Patriot, and this song is called Papillon. Some things are just not meant to be.
And what? 1 million, 2